historian Donald Davidson. I'm Mike King. Welcome to another edition of Indy 500, The Classics. Today, Donald talking about the 1984 race, and kind of interesting, as we get farther and farther into the 80s, we're seeing more and more engineering going into these cars, aerodynamics becoming more and more important, and speeds continuing to rise.
It almost looked as if the design had been perfected as far as it was going to go. We knew that wasn't so, but it seemed so. Virtually every car was a March, and there were only 2 cars in the race that were not 1984s. And in terms of speed, we'd already seen 200 miles an hour. Now we were looking at 210. Let's see if anybody can top that.
The selection process begins. It is Saturday, May 12th. And 1979 500 winner Rick Mears is on the track. His speed climbs to a 4-lap average of 207.847 miles an hour. It could be fast enough to earn him the coveted pole starting position. A rookie with a familiar name is on the track. Michael Andretti of Nazareth, Pennsylvania, becomes the second man in Indianapolis 500 history to race against his father. His speed is way up front with 207.805. Now, dear old Dad is trying for the pole. But on his 4th and last qualifying lap, the engine dies, and Mario coasts past the checkered flag. He can't believe that this has happened to him. His average is 207.467. He will start the race behind Michael. The checkered flag is out for 3-time winner Al Unser Sr. A very consistent 204.441 mile-an-hour average earns him the pole spot of the 4th row. Now, the man who visited Victory Circle last year, Tom Sneva of Paradise Valley, Arizona, boosts the pole-winning speed to a new track record of 210.029 miles an hour. When he first broke the 200-mile-an-hour barrier back in 1977, they said that was the limit. Well, now it's 10 miles an hour faster. Jose Legarza, over 200. Gordon Johncock, 2-time winner, is in now with 207.545. Teo Fabi, last year's pole sensation, 203.6. Al Unser Jr., 203.404, just a little slower than Dad. Howdy Holmes, Ann Arbor, Michigan, claims the 2nd spot with 207.977. Mears moves to the outside. Sneva stays in place. It looks like that's the front row. Steve Chassis is next. He tried hard to save it, but crashed the wall and rode it to a stop in turn 4. Roberto Guerrero from Colombia is a rookie on his 2nd attempt. He boosts his average to 205.717 miles an hour. Now, A.J. Foyt. This will be his 27th consecutive 500, a record unequaled in Speedway history. 203.860 is close to the field average. He's in the race. Gasoline Alley is the nuts and bolts world of auto racing. The shell of a car is both aerodynamic and cosmetic.
George Woodruff says you got a video garage. George Woodruff.
But underneath lies the real complicated mechanism which can carry a driver to winner's circle. Why are these cars suddenly going so fast? What brought about the 210-mile-an-hour lap of Tom Sneva? We asked master mechanics Derek Walker and Tyler Alexander.
The reason the cars are going so quick is the advancement in probably the wind tunnel area. Cars are being designed from the beginning in the wind tunnel, gaining the aerodynamic advantages. I think that is where the biggest gains have been made in the last few years.
The aerodynamics have been improved, and therefore the speeds are much greater. That's it in a nutshell.
The littlest spectator probably couldn't care less how fast the cars go. It's more than speed that brings people out to the 500. We ask Anjanette Hutchins why she was there.
I don't care how fast they're going. I just come to see the gorgeous drivers.
And Mary Tanner?
Well, there's my brother, Al Unser, and there's my dad, Al Unser. I guess that's a good reason to come out.
Well, this 1919 Packard was around when Mary's grandfather, Jerry Unser, was racing up Pikes Peak. They found it rusty, half buried in a Midwest field. It took 3 years to restore, and now the Wingfoot Express makes a nostalgic visit back to the Speedway. But nostalgia was not on the minds of unqualified drivers who wanted to claim one of the few remaining starting positions. For some of them, disaster was waiting. Three-time winner Johnny Rutherford has exhausted the 3 chances to qualify allowed for each entry. It looked like he would sit on the sidelines until A.J. Foyt and his partner Jim Gilmore purchased Al Unser Jr.'s backup car and gave Johnny another chance. On the track, with virtually no practice time, he takes his last shot. The car smokes mysteriously, but he decides to ride it out for 4 laps. 202 miles an hour. No record, but Rutherford is in the 68th Indianapolis 500.
The morning of the 1984 Indianapolis 500, and boy, the weather doesn't look good. But don't worry, the race gets in. Couple of things to watch for. About a third of the way into the event, another horrendous accident from which a driver escapes with very little injury. Patrick Bedard, I mean, that is a major accident, and he spends very little time in the hospital. There has not been a defending winner come back to successfully defend in quite a few years. But Tom Sneva gives Rick Mears a run for his money.
So the gas man is on the pole. He brings the 33-car field to the yard of bricks. Dwayne Sweeney is ready to throw the green flag.
of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, Mrs. Mary F. Hallman. Gentlemen, start your engines.
And a mighty roar goes up, all up and down the line.
Behind them are Michael Andretti, Mario Andretti, Howdy Holmes, Roberto Guerrero, and Junior and Senior Unser. Pace continues for the first 25 laps, with racing speeds right at 200 miles an hour. Mears can see Sneva in his rearview mirror most of the way. Howdy Holmes makes an early stop in the 15th lap with electrical problems. This 8-minute and 40-second delay effectively removes him from competition. Start of the 26th lap. Rick Mears is in for service. 18 seconds for 3 tires and a load of fuel. Is in. Bone dry. He settles for a full load of fuel and a restart in 22 seconds. The field is shuffled around. Mario Andretti has the front spot from the 26th to the 47th lap. Sideways in the South Short Chute. He stops in turn 2 without touching anything, but for a moment, he represents a hazard to the high-speed field. Everyone pits. Generally, a pit stop every 25 laps is normal, and the Gelhausen 8th lap. Driver Dick Simon pleads with his mechanic to keep him going. The green flag again. Sneva leads, then Mears. the North Short Chute. His car is reduced to a pile of disconnected junk and a miracle. Bedard survives with minor injuries. It is a reliable test of the new safe car design. Green again. Teo Fabi leads. Then Danny Ongaias. Fabi again. Then Al Unser Jr. And then Sneva. Fabi comes in with ignition problems, out of the race. At the entrance to the pit, Gordon Johncock spins through, hits the inside wall, bounces back, and comes to a rest on the inside of the track wall. He has a broken foot and a big frustration. Johnny Rutherford and his new car are out with an engine failure. Al Unser Jr. joins the growing parade of sideline drivers. His car has a broken water line. Mario Andretti gets the signal to come in for service. Ahead of him on the pit driveway are Rick Mears and Jose Garza. Unable to pass, Andretti rams Garza and damages his nose cone and right front wing. Too much damage to continue. Andretti climbs out. After 15 years, he's still looking for his second Indianapolis win. Mears leads the race as the green flag comes out again. Tom Sneva pits almost immediately. At first, it looked like a routine stop and that momentarily he would go back to battle Rick Mears down to the finish line. But the fueling is off, the engine is stopped, and he climbs out. His car has a broken CV joint, part of the suspension system. If it had failed at high speed, there would have been a very dramatic accident. As it is, Tom Sneva will challenge Rick Mears another day. Mears continues to lead, running close to 200 miles an hour. Roberto Guerrero is second. Al Unser Sr. is third. A.J. Foyt is sixth. The laps tick away as Mears gets closer and closer to his winning goal. There's the white flag. 1 lap to go. Traditionally the longest lap of the race because suddenly the driver has time to think about all the things that can go wrong. Roger Penske and his crew worry Rick on around the track and down to the checkered flag. And there it is. Rick Mears of Bakersfield, California is a 2-time Indianapolis 500 winner. In 3 hours, 3 minutes, and 21 seconds, Rick Mears drove 500 miles. Along the way, he made 8 stops for service, which took a total of 1 minute and 54 seconds. This time was just about the difference between Mears and second-place finisher Roberto Guerrero. It is easy to ignore the service crews. They perform their tasks in a quiet anonymity, with a sureness of purpose and a paucity of waste movement. They are the hidden heroes of every winning effort. And now, they bask in the reflected glory which Rick Mears has earned on his second ride into Indianapolis 500 racing history. His car owner, Roger Penske, has been here before. But this win is very special to him because it has been 5 years in the making. Other wins on other tracks. They look great in the record books. But no speed event anywhere brings with it the prestige of this very special classic on the famous Indiana Oval. Sr. gets a welcome home. That's a tired man, but he's still looking for his 4th big win.
So, Donald, for the second time of his career, Rick Mears winds up in victory lane here at the Brickyard. But certainly, I guess what we learned from this race is not only are the cars getting faster, they are getting safer.
Oh, the outcome of that Patrick Burdett actually was just amazing. No, he didn't go to the victory banquet, but they did do a piece where he was on a live screen, large TV screen, and with a collar from his hospital bed, but he did the interview, and he was out of the hospital in just a matter of days. Amazing.
Well, we hope you've enjoyed this look back at the 1984 running of the Indianapolis 500. For Donald Davidson, I'm Mike King. We'll see you again next time on another edition of Indy 500, The Classic.